Oh, really? So they ready to do something about it now, huh? Okay. This should be interesting. Matter of fact, let me turn that down a little bit. I think it's been a little too loud in certain videos. All right. Oh, come on now. Stop playing! There we go.
Guys, it's been nearly a month since large unidentified drones started being spotted all across New Jersey. But even after all this time, we have zero answers about where they're coming from and who's flying them.
And last night we saw something that said that it's been going on for 6 to 8 years anyway. What? I didn't know that.
The United States spends billions of your money on military and intelligence programs every year. So tell me, why do the FBI and the White House have zero clue where these drones are coming from?
Is public safety at risk? Are we concerned that there are nefarious intentions that could cause either national security or a public safety incident that would put Americans at risk?
We don't know.
There's nothing that is known that would lead me to say that, but we just don't know, and that's the concerning part.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
Has the federal government ruled out that these are controlled by foreign entities?
Yeah.
And do you know if they're conducting surveillance over these?
And all they got to do is shoot one down and examine it, but they won't because of some laws or something. I could have swore I read something that said they can't just shoot it down. But you saw the title of this video, so apparently that's what they're going to start doing.
Cannot make any kind of predictions or comments about that specifically from here.
I mean, and the New Jersey governor, Phil Murphy, says he doesn't know either. Watch.
What can you tell us? What is going on, and why is it taking so long to come up with an explanation?
Yeah, it's a good. I don't blame people for being frustrated. It's really frustrating that we don't have more answers as to where they're coming from and why they're doing what they're doing.
Oh, is this the dude that kept finding the guys from Attila's gym? And they kept their gym open during COVID?
Rebecca, break everything down for us, and who needs to be the watchdog for this right now?
Well, this is incredibly frustrating because we have known that this country's very vulnerable to spy balloons, to drones, to missile strikes for a long, long time. So we've been beating this drum. Congress has been beating this drum for a long time.
Wait,
fundamentally vulnerable to spy balloons. Really frustrating because we have known that this country's very vulnerable to spy balloons, to drones, to missile strikes for a long, long time. So we've been beating this drum. Congress has been beating this drum for a long time. Fundamentally, I think that the problem here is that nobody at the very top of government is saying, you are in charge, it's your job to fix this. Because you have Northern Command, that's the military component, and then you have Department of Homeland Security, and then you have the FAA, which does all of the regulations that has to make decisions about who needs to do what. And of course, the Northern Command believes that they have the authority to protect military bases, but what about critical infrastructure? What about the rest of the American people who are looking up at these massive UASs? You know, I can't speak directly with knowledge about this particular incident, but I would speculate from an informed perspective that actually the government probably does have an idea about who is doing this. But if they say who is doing it, that will require them to have a response, and they are not prepared with a response, which is why we continue to get the answer that we don't know. But they seem too big to be hobbyists. They do seem to be coming from a foreign power.
Right. Okay, so you mentioned Congress, and Harris, last hour you had Congressman Jeff Van Drew on, which revealed this about the drones. Let's watch.
Iran launched a mothership probably about a month ago that contains these drones. That mothership is off, I'm going to tell you the deal. It's off the east coast of the United States of America. They've launched drones. It's everything that we can see or hear. And again, these are from high sources. I don't say this lightly.
Whoa.
From high sources, Emily. I mean, I was
I was silent listening to him. He's followed up with the time to act on this information is now before threat escalates any further. These drones are intentionally flying into uncontrolled airspaces. We should have already taken action by imposing flight restrictions.
Yeah.
Control. We're behind other countries on our drone technology, so on and so forth.
If it is Iran, I find it amazing that they had the confidence to do this and think that nothing would happen. And look, nothing has happened. And still, nothing has happened. Haven't got any news of one being shot down yet. I'll check the news when I'm done this video. But all this time, you're still letting these drones hover over the people's. I saw one flying over this house. Thing was big. I was surprised. That one's the first one I saw. You saw it relative to this house. I was like, okay, that's big. That is a car-sized drone.
This is what I learned from Van Drew and
Stuff
what I'm
is
learning
scary.
from military experts that I'm reaching out to just since, this story broke a little while ago. I am curious at this point why they have not shut down. Where is Pete Buttigieg? Where is the transportation secretary? By the way, Van Drew sits on the Committee of Transportation in the House, also Subcommittee of Aviation. These things come together. That's why he's so vocal. So he and others, along with mayors in New Jersey, and you can see them from New York and other states at this point, each one about the size of an SUV, a drone. Okay. So
Yeah.
We're all supposed to get together about 45 minutes ago. Governor Phil Murphy was supposed to be at the heart of this. What are we going to do? He did not show. He was a no-show today. That video we ran was from Monday. This started a month ago. We need to know what's in the skies above. Shut down the skies. I know it's a pain. I know it's Newark International and New York airspace and everything else. If one of those things is
Figure it out.
Ground, either directed to or drops, and it has fuel or battery capability that would fly something that big. It weighs thousands of pounds in that case, or its payload is fuel. It will explode. You could kill people. There are too many.
I'm surprised somebody out in the woods of New Jersey, because I've seen that in the sticks. I'm surprised one of them is all gunned up and got one of their little mini missile launchers, rocket launchers. We're going to shoot it down, boy! But it hasn't happened.
Many of them to take out in one location right now. Van Drew says we should be shooting them out of the sky. I pushed back. You got to get them back into the ocean. I mean, this is unbelievable.
And let's show Kaylee we can talk.
That's true. If they just do, you can't just willy-nilly. But, you shoot them down, fall through somebody's house, kill people. Something's going to happen in the next few days.
Up just how extensive this problem is. We're going to put up a map and show you. Look at that. This is not one drone. People think drones might be small. As Harris says, it's the size of an SUV. A lot of people are saying, I'm going to shoot it down from my backyard. This problem is so much beyond. The risks here are so acute. Where is our commander-in-chief?
Well, let me give you the generous interpretation and not so generous. The generous
Sleeping.
is this is a special access program. That would be a highly classified program where we test our own drones. And it would be so secretive that only maybe a half dozen to a dozen United States officials are read in. That could be. And the White House would not tell you about that. We don't deserve to know that information. It's secret for a reason. That could be the case. But number two, do I have that kind
What's going on with her eyes? You see that one on the right? It's her left, but it's all right.
of faith in the administration when, to your point, Rebecca, a Chinese spy balloon surveilled the United States.
Is that a makeup
It was noticed
issue?
on January of 28th of 2023 by the Pentagon. The White House wasn't read in until January 31st, a full 3 days later, and as the Chinese were collecting information across the United States. If this were the Trump administration, I'd have confidence. Yeah, this is a special access program. Now, we'll ask questions because of the track record of 4 years.
Yeah, that's the reality, that until January 20th, likely our enemies are trying to do all they can now while they know they can get away with it.
I put this all together and say this. I wrote a book on fear, and I think this kind of messaging scares people.
We don't know. We don't have any answers. We can't tell you. If it was top secret, you could say this is top secret. We can't tell you. People would have confidence. What we feel is there's nobody at the switch.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is connected all across to our other issues, our borders. People are leaking in across our borders. People have drones offshore. There were spy balloons. We have a sense now in the United States that we're not safe. Luckily, a new marshal coming to town.
Harris, I wonder, to your point, as you broke the news, Governor Phil Murphy wasn't in attendance. Was he on the phone with the president, I hope? That would be the only acceptable
And where
excuse.
is the missing Iranian mothership carrying drones that left, correlating with the time that Van Drew said that those things arrived in our airspace? Like, how do you lose a missing Iranian mothership loaded with drones? Like, it's a lot. I hope it's what you said.
But who knows?
I hope it's a big governmental secret that won't harm us.
Who knows? Bring you the news on this as it develops. Hey everyone, I'm Emily.
Man, look. Like I said, I saw them in my area. They were far out though. I actually took a video, but I didn't upload it because I couldn't really get a good view on it. Like a lot of those, like it's worse than those. Like but the movement that they have, that slow, methodical, and I was like, yo, that's one of them damn drones out here. And yeah, if I get any other, I will, look at this. Breaking. Drones over New Jersey may be linked to Iranian mothership. Okay. So I guess some more on that, but they already said that in that, so we don't need to watch this. And this was an hour ago. So I don't know when they're going to start shooting them down, but maybe they could be afraid to. Maybe they're carrying a payload, something toxic, germ warfare, nerve gas, or so, I don't know. But any more info, send it on out to me. I do not like this. The government don't know. The FBI don't know. All the three-letter agencies don't know nothing. That don't give me a lot of confidence in them.